thank God I made it through. Hi guys, I'm back. It's Niecy B. If you didn't know, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I know y'all, it's been a minute. I'm telling you, these last couple of months have been just busy, like buckle down busy, like off social media type busy. I have just been going through it, okay? Like nursing school has put me through hell, okay? These last couple of weeks, months. Yeah, it's been a month. Been a long time since I've, like, you know, made a video. But anyway, we're gonna hop into this video. This video, a lot of people requested, so it's gonna be based on like all of the classes that I've taken at West Coast. So disclaimer, you know, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. This is my experience. This is how I felt when I went to school, or the classes that I was taking. And also I'm going off base of the classes that I've taken, which is the LVN to BSN route. So I'm not too sure how the traditional route is, but this is my schedule and how it was, or all the classes that I have taken. Also, I did transfer over some classes from community college. So the classes that I've transferred over, I do have them here, so I'm just gonna, you know, not jot down. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys know which classes they were. God, I can't talk today. Anyway, so I transferred over my anatomy, I transferred over chemistry, I transferred over written communications, or it says written I don't know, written something, y'all. So maybe that was maybe it was like, oh duh, it's right here, English. So I did English 1, English 2, then I did humanities, cultural plagiarism. I don't know what that helps with. Anyway, I did college math, I did statistics, microbiology, physiology. Oh, physiology, no, I lied. That one didn't go through. I guess, I don't know why they didn't take it. But I did intro into psych, lifespan psych. I don't know what that was for. Oral communication, which is speech. And then I tried doing my nutrition, but they said that expired in 2016, which got denied. So I'm just gonna kind of show you guys the classes. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but these were the classes that got approved. And yeah, so with this schedule, it's just again based on LVN to BSN, and then also my the classes that I transferred over. I don't know, I think the original like or traditional way, like if you didn't have any classes to transfer over or anything, I want to say it's 4 years to complete the nursing program, or to complete West Coast University. And then I would say, like, if you didn't have as many transfer class that I had, maybe it would be 3 years, but for me it was 2 years. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, yeah, 2 years, whatever. I don't know if it was due to like me having my LVN too. I honestly think it depends on how many classes you're transferring over. So like the other class, like chemistry and things like that, if you have your LVN and you didn't take chemistry, I think you know, it'll take longer. I know some people ask, like, you know, if I have my LVN but I never taken like my, I guess, the general ed classes that West Coast provides you, I want to say it might be 3 years, but I'm not too sure. Sorry guys. But anyway, we're gonna hop into the video. So I do have my iPad here, y'all. If y'all see me looking down, I'm just going based off of my schedule. I'm gonna try and post this schedule. You know, I'm not really know how to work this thing, but I'll probably post it somewhere here on the side, or like maybe type you know, the little classes that I'm taking. So the first class, so these classes aren't the nursing program class. Well, they're not the nursing core classes. These aren't like the nursing, like get into the nursing part. This is still like the general ed, I guess, for West Coast. So I have to take first year seminar. I took physiology, since I didn't take physiology, and I had to take critical reasoning. So these are 3 classes that I started off with at West Coast. These were online classes. I'm not too sure if they still do it online or not, but this was back in 2021. So these classes were online. I had like discussion boards that were due on Wednesday, and then everything else was due on Sunday. Another thing, half of these classes I don't remember. I can't recall what I was doing in them. For sure the nursing core, you know, classes I can, you know, tell you about, but these, like the BSN part classes, to be honest with you, just do the work and you'll pass, and that's that, you know. First year seminar, I really can't remember what it was about. I probably had to like write some papers, you know. Physiology, of course, you know, that's kind of like anatomy, but you're learning more about the nerves and the neurons and things like that. Critical reasoning, papers, we wrote papers. So I believe like the first week you will start off, like every week you will work on your big like you'll work on the end of the term paper. So every week you would do something for your paper. Like the first week you'll turn in your intro for the paper, or you'll research your paper or something like that. You'll just probably like research your paper, see what you want to talk about, you send it in, and he, you know, get his approval. And then second week you'll work on your intro of the paper, and you'll send it back, and he'll write on it, and, you know, so stuff like that. Did I have a lecture in these classes? To be honest with you, I don't think I did. And if I did, they were recorded, like already recorded, and you'll just have to listen to them. Did I listen to them? Probably not. So that was my spring term of West Coast. So the first actual like classes that I've taken, there were 3. Then second semester or second term, so again the semesters last for 10 weeks. 10 weeks. Usually I would say 8 weeks, because week 9 you're doing your finals. Week 10 you're really not doing anything unless it's like, you know, turning in a paper, or, you know, your teacher probably will have you guys go on Zoom and just like watch a little video, and then like you'll send a paper in talking about the video. But so that was that. Then so this one, summer term, started in June, ended in August. So this one I was taking patho, and then I did GE capstone. Patho, you know, the, you know, study of the diseases and things like that. Online, they were online. I didn't have to do like a Zoom. It was like pre-recorded lectures, I believe. I believe they were. Did I listen to them? Probably not. I did have tests in this class. I want to say we still had discussion boards. Everything is due on, or discussion boards was due on Wednesday. And then I think you could take your test whenever, as long as you take it before Sunday, 11:59. So, you know, again, it was really cool, really chill. You know, you have more free time around this time, like when you're just doing the online portion of nursing school. So that was that. GE capstone, to be honest with you, I can't remember what this was. We probably was writing papers. Yeah, I can't, like, I'm sorry, y'all. Nursing school will give you amnesia. But going back to 2021, no, like, you won't really be, you're not stressing in these classes. Like, they're pretty chill. Just turning the assignments in, and that's that. So then we're gonna go ahead and get into fall term. This one, oh my goodness, we are starting nursing core. Okay, so these are the classes. Okay, so this was August of 2021 through October 31st, 2021. I've taken 3 classes. I took RN skills laboratory. I will explain that in a minute. Then I took intro of professional nursing. Then I took pharmacology. So my RN skills lab, so this was like, this was the only LVNs took this class. So it was basically a refresher for LVNs. So we did like, I don't know, we were doing like review on how to insert an NG tube, wound care. This was like our clinicals too, I want to say. Like, yeah, these were our clinical, this was our clinical class basically, because I didn't have clinicals. So this was just like a refresher for us. We freshed up on like skills, and I think maybe a little bit of fundamentals. Yeah, so that was that. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty chill. This is my first class on campus. This was back when we were still in the pandemic, I believe. Like, we were still like, you know, they were still trying to figure out like, you know, are we going back on campus or not. This is where like I was in class and like the chairs next to me, like no one could sit next to me and they have to sit on the, like, so it was me, a chair, and then the next two people on the other side. So they were doing like, you know, still doing like the distancing. I think it was about like 10 of us in the class, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think it was like 10 of us in the class, and we had like, our classroom was really small, so it wasn't really a big class. Again, we just did review on like what we learned in LVN school. So I want to say like this was kind of like a refresher of like Med-Surg. And so for traditional nursing classes, I think they'll be doing, you guys will be doing like beginners Med-Surg, or you guys will be in your fundamentals. I'm not too sure, y'all, but I believe like that was just kind of like the vibe that it, well, that was the vibe that it was giving me. Like, you know, we were doing like a little bit of Med-Surg and a little bit of fundamentals. So that class was cool. I was on campus, I want to say it was on Mondays, and I was there from like 8 to 4, I believe. Yeah, it was once a week. Then we get into intro of professional nursing. This class was online. I had to be on Zoom, and I also had to like dress up, like I had to wear my uniform every day. And I also want to say for skills we had, well, it was a clinical class, we had to wear our uniform. So for these two classes, I believe I wore my uniform. I want to say for intro to professional nursing, I did wear my uniform, because I remember on camera like she was checking, like she was like checking our clothes. Like she was like, okay, let's see you if you're wearing your pants, like stuff like that. So I believe, not too sure, that might have been another class, not too sure, but this class was more on like med ethics, like I believe. Oh my gosh, I don't know. What the hell was this class about? I know it was a lot of projects for sure, a lot of group projects. Like it was a lot of group projects, and we had to do these projects over Zoom. You're not meeting up with your, you know, classmates and things like that. You go into these like Zoom breakout rooms. She puts you in and she picks your group, and then you guys just chat, exchange numbers, and then you guys make a, I think it's a Google Docs or something like that, where you guys put all your stuff on the PowerPoint and then you present it. I think I had a test. I think we had tests in this class. Discussion boards, I don't think we had discussion boards. And did we have assignments? Like I feel like my assignments were like the projects. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that class, y'all. Then pharmacology, I loved pharmacology. The teacher that I had was great. Pharmacology, again, you just, you know, learn about pharm, the medications. It was dope. I liked it. I did not purchase a pharm book. I just used my ATI books. I will let you guys know which books I use if I like purchase books outside of school or whatever. But to be honest with y'all, when it came to like books, I got like a PDF of all the books. I did get some books from like previous like students, but I really didn't use them, so it was kind of wasting my money on some. So, but anyway, pharmacology, I just used my ATI book. Everything ATI was, you know, you need it. And what is his name? Simple Nursing. Get his subscription, and then when you get his subscription, make sure y'all download every, like, I think it was like the study guides, every study guide, because y'all pay for them. Why not? You know, and you keep, you know, purchasing the subscription when you're done with the subscription, or like when you get done to like the nursing program, or when you get close to the end of the nursing program, when you're in your like actual capstone or your exit exam, your preceptorship like area, you don't need to buy his subscription. You just use his study guides. Don't, you know, just use his study guides. You paid for them. I feel like, why not download them and, you know, whatever. But anyway, use him. He's really good. The teacher that I had was great. She was amazing. She was still working at the time, so she did these like study cram jams, which were like at 12 o'clock. It could be at 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, because she was getting off of work and she would do these little cram jams, and like she'll be singing and stuff. Like it would just get us ready for the test. So that was that term. Really chill, not too bad. Then the next term was in fall, started in November, ended in January 23rd of 2022. I took mental health, I took the mental health clinicals, and I took physical assessment. And these were, mental health like lecture was online and physical assessment was also online. I took mental health on a Saturday at 7 o'clock in the morning. We had to be on camera. I don't know what it is, but these teachers that I get, the people that recommend the teachers, like, you know, they're really good, they're amazing, I love the teachers, but they be the teachers that be like over the department. So they gonna make you freaking critical think. They gonna make you like your tests, they test is gonna be a little hard, you know. They want to make sure like whatever they taught you, you understood. My teachers did not, well, this teacher did not use any PowerPoints, so you had to like listen to him in class. Did he record his lectures? I think he did record his lectures, and he made his own website. Like, he had his own, like, this man was amazing, okay? He had his own little thing going. It was crazy. But I used ATI book. I didn't use any other outside books for this one. I used ATI. Probably used some YouTube nursing, simple nursing. Probably, what is her name? Level Up RN. And I want to say registered nursing RN. Yeah. I think that's what it is. Yeah. And then my mental health clinicals, I want to say it was, maybe it was on Thursday. I'm not too sure what day it was. But this clinical, I only went once a week, and I only went for 8 hours. So, pretty chill. Physical assessment was online. It probably was on a Wednesday. I'm not too sure what it was. It was online. You had to be on camera. It was pretty cool. I liked it. This one you're learning your head to toes. You're learning your cranial nerves, and you have validations. So around this time, this is when we had our Christmas break. So our Christmas break was 2 weeks, and when you come back from Christmas break, or holiday break, or whatever you want to call it, you had to do your practicum or your validations. And this validation you had to do on campus with your professor, and you had to pass with a 90 and above, or maybe it was a 92 and above, and you had to be like, you had to finish your physical assessment, your head to toe, within less than 15 minutes, I believe. So every week she would go through like a system, and she would have like videos of her doing it with her, like, you know, family members, because we were online. We did have tests in this class. They were pretty easy. For this class, I did not use any books. I used her PowerPoints and her lectures, just going over her speaking and doing little hints. And for your validations, you have a partner, and she picks your partner, and it's up to you if you want to go out, like, you know, to actually go to your, like, you know, meet up with your partner and do the head to toe assessment, and make sure you guys are, you know, hitting every system. Well, me and my partner, I don't know where my partner lived. She must have lived really far. And we did our assessment on Zoom, and it was Christmas break, so, you know, we're busy with family and things like that. So we will have like little days on Zoom, and we'll be like, all right, just, you know, cranial nerve 3, 4, 6, make my eyes do tricks, okay, and things like that. We really have to, like, you know, practice like that. So yeah, I met the first day I met my partner was on validations, which was a Monday, and I had to go into school. We passed. Then, so the first day back to school was Monday, where I had to take my validations, and then they switched the validations online, because I guess somebody got like I don't know, maybe they weren't cleared to go back on campus, because again, COVID was going around and things like that. So everybody else had to do their practicum or their validations online, and I was like, what the heck? But anyway, it was cool. So that was that. Pretty chill. Oh my god, I lost it. So yeah, those 2 terms of nursing core was chill. Then we get into spring, which was, what is this? Spring. Started January 24th through April 3rd, 2022. We took 3 classes. Now this is where shit start hitting the fan, okay? We hit Med-Surg slash geriatric. And then we had Med-Surg clinical. Then we had nutrition. If you transfer your nutrition over, you don't have to do nutrition over again. You'll be taking another class, or you'll just be having your Med-Surg. Yeah, I believe so. You'll be having just those 2 classes. You'll just be having either, yeah. You'll just have Med-Surg in your Med-Surg clinical, or you might have to do research or disaster management. I mean, it's up to you. I feel like you can talk to your registrar or your, you know, your administrator. You could talk to your administrator and just be like, hey, can I pick up an extra class or something like that? And I believe they will let you. But so I took those 3 classes. Med-Surg, I already know, if you already, I don't know if you see me on TikTok, but Med-Surg was kicking my ass. I was failing all the way up to like week 7. Week 8 we had our last like quiz, and then we had week 9 was our final, and I had to like get 8 A's on those 2 exams in order for me to pass Med-Surg, bro. I was hanging on a thread. Med-Surg was tricky. I don't know, it's just maybe because like I was trying to do the same study methods that I was doing in my LVN school, which was like, you know, back in 2019, you know, and they weren't working, you know, so I had to switch it up. I'm telling you, every week I switched up a study method. Like I would use my iPad, and then I would stop using the iPad, and I would just start writing out my notes, and I would stop doing that. Then I started typing my notes, and it was just like I couldn't get the hang of like which way or how I want to study. But honestly, I cracked open the ATI book, and I'm telling you, ATI helped me, and registered nurse RN helped me a lot, especially with A&P. But A&P is really big in Med-Surg, I feel like, when it comes to the diagnosis and things like that. Like I feel like Med-Surg or A&P is like the key to Med-Surg, so you can understand what's going on. The teacher that I had was great. She was amazing. Again, I got one of the teachers that would like she was over the department, so you know, she knew her stuff, and she was very, you know, like, okay, y'all better get on it. I didn't really, her lectures were cool. Like sometimes you have these teachers where they just like study off of they lecture off their PowerPoints, and that's just enough. But my teacher wasn't. Like, you literally have to dive into your books and like actually read. So with her, I used ATI book, and then I also used like, you know, other resources. I would say nursing, simple nursing is good. I don't really think I was into him at this time, but make sure y'all get him because he's amazing. And I went to, we call it PALS tutoring at West Coast. I went to tutoring, so I would go on like online and schedule an appointment with the same tutor that I always had. So like for this Med-Surg class, I had the same person. Usually the tutors that are on PALS tutoring or that are tutoring had this class before, and some of them might have a different teacher and some of them might have the same teacher. I chose to get the tutor that had the same teacher because she knows what this teacher expects, you know. I don't think we had any discussion boards for Med-Surg, not too sure, but if we did, it was due on Wednesday. This class was, I don't know if I told y'all, this class was online, so we had to be on camera. And do we have, like, if we had any assignments, it would be like ATI things, and you would turn them in before class or on Sunday. Make sure y'all time management is amazing because you will fall off. I've done it a couple of times during the end of like my nursing journey. But yeah, Med-Surg clinical, I had clinicals once a week, 12-hour shifts. Didn't like the place that I was at, but my teacher was amazing. Yeah. Then we're getting to nutrition. Nutrition was just another, it was just like a necessary class. So make sure y'all do nutrition before y'all go to class or go to West Coast, because it was just so unnecessary. Like, they wanted you to do projects after projects, and I think we had tests. I don't know what it was, but I did the bare minimum and I passed. I got an A, but just do the work and try and bust out all of the assignments so you can just study for, you know, your main class, which is Med-Surg at this point. Yeah. So those are the 3 classes that I've taken. Then we're going to get into spring term 2, this was on April 4th, 2022 through June 12th of 2022. This I took OB. So I took OB, the OB clinicals, disaster management, and research. So 4 classes. And I believe like if you don't want to take those 4 classes, because the disaster management and research, they're online. So if you can, you know, you could probably like put it somewhere else. I'm not too sure. I just did what I had to do and called it a day because I was ready to dip out. But I believe you can change those classes around. You can't change your like the main classes, like the nursing core classes, but I believe you could change like the online classes around. But OB was cool. I bought the OB book. So a West Coaster, I don't know. So someone from West Coast was selling a bundle. So they were selling the OB book and they were selling the Peds book for like maybe $30, $40. So I went ahead and I bought that book. OB book, I stayed in my OB book. I wish I had my OB book here and I would show you guys, like, that was life. I did not use my ATI book. I mean, I probably was in it, but I wasn't in it as much as I was with my OB book. I love this OB book. Oh my gosh, if I can try and find like a picture or something, I would post it, or like the name of it. But this OB book was amazing. And also my mom, she is a labor and delivery nurse, so she helped me so much. She had this one book. I'm going to try and find it. It was amazing. Like, I'm telling you, like, these books way back from back then was so simple than the books that I got like now that are out. Like, these books was just like straight to the point. And I'm just like, why can't we just use this book? So I'm gonna try and like post a picture of the book that my mom gave me for OB. She kept, and I'm thank God that she kept this book, because I'm telling you, it was just so straightforward. I was like, OB should not be this simple, but it was when I got that book. But OB was cool. I liked it. The teacher that I got, it was online. I love the teacher that I had. She wasn't like over the department, but she was like next. She was second person over the department. She was amazing. OB is its own world. OB is nothing, like, you can't compare it to like Med-Surg. Like, you can't just be like, oh, this patient has like, you know, okay, well, she throwing up, so maybe she got, I don't know, some Med-Surgy freaking diagnosis. No, this is its own world. It comes with its own baggage, and then you're taking care of mom and the baby, so you got 2 patients. So yeah, it was cool. You had to be on camera. My teacher would not record unless she was on camera. At this time, I think I was working I was working part-time, and I was actually working in an OB clinic, so I was getting a lot of experience when it came to OB. So that was that. OB clinical was amazing. I think I only went about 4 times, but I've seen a lot of C-sections. The board was kind of slow, so we didn't really see a lot of things on our day. But then the next day it was always popping. I'm like, dang, like, why do they get so much like patients? But on our days, like, the board was just like really chill. Like, what the heck? But I seen a lot of C-sections. I was over C-sections because it was so many, but that was that. It was fun. Then disaster management online. You had discussion boards. Everything was due probably like on Sunday. We had a lot of projects here. I'm not too sure if we had quizzes. Maybe we did. Not too sure if we did, but they probably did have some like lectures like recorded, but I didn't, yeah, no, not doing all that. But yeah, so we did have did we have a PowerPoint? No, we had a paper that we had to write, and we had to just write, like, you know, the prompt was like, if your family was ever in a disaster, what would you guys do, and what items would you bring? And then we had to take a picture of all these items that we had, and then like make a disaster bag, and then just explain like why we packed this bag, or why we packed the bag, and why we have these items in the bag. So things like that, and then where we would store our bag. And then research was research. You just research some bullshit. I'm just playing. You will research, like, I guess she will give you a couple of like items that you want to do. I want to say it was like, or did we have to write our own? I don't know. One of these classes, I did my own paper. I did it on, what did I do it on? what did I do it on? I think it was like infant mortality rates. I think I did it on. I'm not too sure, but or she will have like she will pick the prompts and it will be like fall risk and stuff like that. So again, for this class you will be doing papers. So week 1 you'll probably be, you know, turning in something and see if she likes it. If she don't like it, then you'll pick something else. Week 2 you'll probably be working on like a portion of the paper, and then finally on week 9 you'll have you will have all the pages of your paper, and you would just do your last final drafts on them and you'll turn it in. So pretty easy. I'm telling you, the online classes are really easy. Just BS them, just do enough to pass basically. So that was that. Then we're getting into summer term 1 of 2022, which started in June and in August 21st, 2022. I took peds, so this is peds lecture, peds clinical, and medical ethics and issues. Don't remember that class, but peds, peds, oh yeah, peds. I had this teacher, everyone told me to pick her, I got her, and she was amazing. Like, I didn't have to look into a book, I didn't have to look into ATI book. Like, all her stuff was on the PowerPoint. Just read her PowerPoints and look at her recorded lectures and you'll be fine. But she had a family emergency, so we got another teacher, and this teacher was like the one over the P's department, and she was hard as anyway. Then I believe I jumped into ATI book. I used ATI book. I did buy the Peds book, but I didn't use it. I just focused on ATI. ATI helped me enough. Yeah, Peds clinical. The first day of Peds clinical, I went to the NICU and I loved it, and I just wanted to stay in there the whole time, but we had to, you know, rotate. So my first day was in the NICU and I loved it, and I actually went back to the same hospital in NICU for my preceptorship and loved it, you know. Then we got medical ethics and issues. To be honest with you, I don't remember that class. Probably did some papers, probably did some discussion boards, turn things in on Sunday, discussion boards, turn them in on Wednesday. That's that. That was it. So I'm sorry, y'all. Like, to be honest with y'all, like, these, like, the actual, like, online classes, which are like the BSN portion, you just do what you gotta do enough to pass basically. But yeah, what else can I say about these? So I did have ATI like assignments for all these classes. I did have ATI proctors. Yeah, what I use for ATI, like when it comes to proctors, I did a lot of not board battles, I'm sorry, I did the learning systems, and that's it, honestly. And then, like, you know, like, they give you those ATI assignments and you just do the ATI assignments. But I believe the learning systems help, and because you want to get familiar with the questions. And I think this is the time where I was using Simple Nursing, so I want to say he helped too. And then we're getting, so that class was online, Peds was online, yeah, okay. Then we're getting into fall term 1. This is started August 2022, ended on October 30th, 2022. This was public health lecture, public health clinical, and principles of leaders. I don't remember that class, but I know we had a proctor on that. Oh, you know what? I do remember that class. We had to do some freaking tests in that class. We had tests in that class. I believe they had a recorded lecture in that class. And we had discussion boards. Yeah. Public health was very boring, but you have to stay on top of it because it's just so boring. Like, you will, like, this is like the time where, like, you relax in, you know. So this was my first, like, in-person lecture class, like my very first lecture class in person. We didn't get to pick this class. We didn't get to pick our lecture teacher our lecture time, and we didn't get to pick our clinical. Yeah, I believe this term they picked everything for us. So my class, I think I had class at 4 p.m. to like 9:30 p.m. once a week. But this class, you will slack off because it's so boring. Like, it's just like you just be sitting there. But I had 2 projects in this class, and my projects were back to back. I don't know how she made it like that, but with my like group project, or my team, mine was back to back. So I had my project on week 2 and week 3, and they were different projects. So I was busy. For clinical, you had a lot of projects, unnecessary projects. You had to like go around your community, take pictures and stuff like that, and make a PowerPoint. Why I say public health you slack off, because you only have 3 tests. Yeah, you get 3 tests, I believe, and a final. Or was it just honest? Yeah, 3 tests and a final. And you're just sitting there chilling. Like, you listen to what she got to say. And like, the teacher that I had, she was very like, she was chill. Slack off because it's so boring. And you have so much time on your hands. I feel like you just can do whatever you can go on a trip, but just make sure you come back to lecture class and clinical. But you honestly just be chilling. Like, it's so boring. But yeah, it was cool. Clinicals, I had to go to where did I have to go? I had to go to elementary class. Yeah, I had to go to elementary school and sit in the class. Some people get the class setting, and some people get the actual like nursing school health office. But I had the class, and I was there from 7 to 3 once a week. Yeah, that was that. Principles of leaders. I can't remember that class. Discussion boards. Turn stuff in on Sunday. Make sure you have time management. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, that was that. Then we get into fall term 2, which was started in October 2022, ended January 22 of 2023. Right? Yeah. Yeah, so we're in 2023. So this one, Advanced Med-Surg. So this is like the critical thinking part. This is ICU, ER. Yeah. Then we had the clinical, and then we had issues and trends. Issues and trends. I don't know. I'm telling y'all, like, just do the work, okay? It's just classes, they're unnecessary. Just BS them and do the work. Advanced Med-Surg. The teacher that I had was amazing. She went to West Coast, I want to say back in 2019. She graduated. She was amazing. She came back, you know, she understood, you know, how West Coast worked and things like that. So she helped us out a lot. I wasn't really into my ATI book. Her lecture notes were enough for me. So I was doing amazing. Class was amazing. I was passing. I was doing hella good. Like, better than the Med-Surg 2 or Med-Surg with geriatrics or whatever. This class wasn't sweating at all. Like, was doing great. Until the freaking proctor. That shit dropped my grade to where it was like, okay, you're swimming. Wear your floaties, because, baby girl, if you don't pass this final, you're done, you know? So the proctor, I got a level 1, which is not okay. I'm usually like level 2, but again, we were in, so this is the time that we had Christmas break. What was we doing? It seemed like we was doing a whole lot. I think we had a lot going. No, actually, that was me. It was my fault. I didn't study as much as I should have on the break, because I'm telling y'all, you'll be so drained. Like, you're tired, you know? And it's finally, like, you finally have a break where it's just like, yes, like, let me just, you know, relax a little bit. And then I was doing amazing. So I was like, shoot, I really ain't got to study for this, you know, proctor. But them proctors, like, level 1, you only get, I think it was like 30 out of 120 points or something like that. I don't know what it was. No, yeah. Like, are you serious? Like, I think I got like I think you need a 72 to get a level 2. And I think I hit like a 70. So when you have like a 70, you don't get 70% on your, like, no, you're not getting 70%. Bitch, you getting the freaking, like, you getting the 30%. Like, it was just like, what the freak, you know? So that dropped my grade from like, I think I was like in the high 80s, like almost hitting 90s, and that dropped me to like a 74. And with West Coast, you have to pass with a 76. So, yeah. I took my final, I passed, and I actually got like a 76.8. Yeah. I was, you know, there. I passed it. But at this time, West Coast changed their grading. So, I don't think they're at a, so when I was in school, it didn't matter how, like, it doesn't, like, they don't care if you got 100% on your assignments. It was based off your critical score. So, or your test scores. So if your test scores are at a 76%, you're passing. If your test scores is at a 74 and then your homework is at 100%, they don't take your overall score anymore. They're taking your critical score. That's considered passing. But they changed it now. I don't know how it is now, but around this time, this is when I was going to school, how it was, you had to pass a 76 or above when it comes to your test scores. Now, I think it's overall scores now. I'm not too sure, but they did change it to where, like, I think your quizzes are now worth 100 points. But yeah, I wouldn't know, y'all, so hopefully somebody else is out there speaking on West Coast, but I wouldn't know, y'all, so I'm sorry. But yeah, Advanced Med-Surg was cool. I liked it. The clinicals I did not like, bro. Like, the hospital that I went to was not even a hospital. Like, it was a hospital, but it was just like I don't know. It was their hospital. Their second floor is turning into a long-term care facility. So, yeah. I never, like, I told my teacher, don't put me in ICU. I hated ICU because the first time I was there, I hated it. I was usually in ER. I was mostly in ER in the withdrawal, like I don't even know what it's called. It's not called the withdrawal. I can't remember what it's called, but this was like the area where, this is where the area where people that are withdrawing from like opiates and drugs and things like that, they go. And yeah, I was on that floor most of the time. But yeah, that was that. Issue and trans. Online. Just do the work. Pass. So yeah. Now we're getting into our last and final nursing school classes ever, okay? So yeah, this is the last nursing school classes if you pass your exit exam. If you don't pass your exit exam, then you have to do another 10 weeks of that class and sit for the exit exam again. So either you're doing you signed up for where you want to do your last clinicals at. So I chose NICU, and you either get it or you don't. So the first couple of weeks, I wasn't approved for the NICU, so I had to do regular clinicals. So they'll send you somewhere that, you know, you get sent out somewhere, and you do your clinicals there. And it's usually, and was it an ICU? It's usually a Med-Surg unit, I believe. Yeah, but it will be like, I think we were on like orthopedics. So I did 2 weeks of that, and then I finally got my NICU preceptorship. So I done my NICU preceptor, and I picked how many days I wanted to do. They say you're supposed to do 2 shifts a week, but I was doing 3 because I was like, I'm trying to finish my hours so I can just study. So I was doing like 3 shifts a week with my 101. So it was pretty cool. I loved it. I'm like a NICU nurse, y'all. Future NICU nurse here. Hey, hey, hey. But that's where I'm going. I'm not going nowhere else, unless I'll go to OB, but L&D, OB, or whatever. But PICU, yeah, I could do that. But NICU is my first choice. I'm not doing Med-Surg. You can't put me at Med-Surg. I'm not doing that. And I'm not doing ICU. I can do ER. But other than that, oh no. no. We're not doing Med-Surg, no. I'm not starting in Med-Surg. But anyway, and then we have integration in SG, I don't know, nursing concepts. I think that's what it's called. So this is where you're taking a lot of questions, like you're just doing questions. Like my teacher gave us like 1,000 questions each week. So I can actually show you guys my schedule of how it was. So we're just doing ATI questions. Yeah. And then if you do not turn in, like you're doing, oh yeah, capstones. You're doing ATI capstone. So like you have like your coach or whatever, and you have to pass the test with a 65 and up, and then she'll give you some questions and things like that. You have to, you know, turn in your questions and she'll give you a point. But they were really strict this term about turning in assignments, because it's like if you don't turn your assignments in and you get a 0 on your Canvas, they will let you continue the class, but then they won't let you sit for the exit, which is ridiculous, you know. So there was a couple of people that they forgot to turn in something, or they didn't turn something in on time, and they basically got dropped from the class, well, dropped from taking the exit, so they couldn't take the exit exam, so which means that they have to come back and do another 10 weeks of school. But they can still sit in the class and just, like, you know, act like they're taking the, you know, act like they're, you know, finishing nursing school or whatever. But I don't know, it was a mess, you feel me? Because I was going through it, because I was like, dang, did I forget to turn in something? Like, I was hitting my teacher up like, hey, did I forget? Can you look real fast? So I was just the point, like, I was just the person that, like, every time I, like, finished something, like finished a ATI assessment or finished an ATI test, I would just send the results. Like, I put the results in and call it a day, because I was not about to sit here and wait on Sunday and just put in everything. I mean, you could do that, but I was just too scared, because Sunday was like the days that I would go back and check just to make sure. But where is it? Oh, last term, you know. So this is what my schedule looked like. So this was like week 1 and 2. These were all of the, like, classes that we had, or not the classes, this is all the tests that we had to take. So like it had the scores at the top to say, like, you have to do at least 65%. We had board vitals. We had what else? Oh, learning system questions. So like the first week we had Pharm was 40 questions, then we had a Pharm online practice, 60 questions, then we have Pharm for learning system, which was 100 questions, and then we had our board vitals, which was another 100 questions, and so on and so forth. Week 2 we had, oh my gosh, cardiac was 30 questions, dermatology was 20 questions, endocrine was 20, gastro or GI was 20, immune and infection was 30. So that was that. Then you go to the next column, we had Med-Surg, practice A, 90 questions. Then we had to do learning system, 100 questions. And then we had to do board vitals, 200 questions. And then that's what you had to do for a week, you know, like every week. So week 1 we had this, week 2 we had that. So this was like our assignments that we had to do. And then if you didn't pass, I think the capstone with a 65, your freaking teacher will be like, okay, she'll hit you up and remind you, like, okay, you have an additional 100 questions to do. Like, baby girl, what do you mean? And yeah, so that was all of the classes when it comes to West Coast for LVN to BSN. Not too sure how the traditional works, but I feel like the nursing cores are kind of the same when it comes to LVN. I mean, all we did was skip fundamentals in Med-Surg or beginner Med-Surg or Med-Surg 1. So, but yeah. So that was this video, y'all. Sorry it took a long time for me to put it out. I was very, very busy. But the next video, y'all, we will get into the exit exam, how I studied and how I passed. I got a 94% on that exam. And then we will get into, yeah, that, and then we'll be taking the NCLEX, you feel me? So thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry it was kind of a little lengthy, and sorry I couldn't, you know, remember the classes, but y'all, that's what nursing school will do to y'all. You go a little insane in the membrane. But thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.